Hi and welcome to Kohana Studio podcast. My name is Kate, founder of Kohana Professional, nail champion, nail educator and nail tech with over 15 years of experience. And today with me is Amber.
Hello, my name is Amber. I'm the executive assistant here at Kohana and I'm also an educator for Kohana Professional. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking all about electric files. So I think it'd be a really nice episode for beginners and for experienced nail techs.
Exactly. We will diving into it kind of like the topic of things that everyone use. All the nail techs use in the work. Absolutely amazing tool.
One of the most important tools, I think.
Exactly. These days, because I think the electric file wasn't like really popular. When I started doing things, it wasn't at all.
Okay.
So I remember when I started working first, I didn't have e-file for 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So then I bought my first e-file, and then I was like, seriously.
Such a difference.
Such like why it's so late?
I know, like the early days, you know, when you don't have your e-file and you don't have a fan in your desk.
Yes. So I didn't have as well for a long time, and then I like we all what we do kind of like on the beginning, we spend so much money for shitty stuff. Isn't it? Yeah, I bought like very cheap e-file, very cheap dust collector. It was so bad. Like I didn't have that much dust. I remember when I bought the first dust collector, I didn't have that much dust on the top about everything that was on my trousers. Yeah. Because this dust collector has like a bag.
Yeah.
And the bag was kind of like, it has to be with the little holes or something, so it's kind of spread the dust around, you know, underneath. So it was just pointless.
Yeah, pointless. No, I think that's a really good point. I think you should invest in your tools. I know when you're getting started, it's a lot, but it's really, it makes a
I think just on the beginning, and I know on the beginning it's a little bit harder because you're just starting, you don't have this regular client, so you don't have regular income, but believe me, more you invest in the good stuff on the beginning, your work becomes so much easier. Sometimes you work correctly, but your tools, what you have, actually work against you. And then you think, I do something wrong. And you actually do everything correct.
100%. One of the girls on the e-file course, actually, her e-file was, it wasn't strong enough. And I showed her one of the ones we use and she was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, this is, amazing.
Very often, like we had the online courses. Mm-hmm. So I see, because on the online courses, you have to send the videos to get your certificate, how you work. And I see completely correct technique, but the e-file is just such a shitty stuff, you know?
So what would you think is where would you start if you were looking for a good e-file?
So when you're looking for a good e-file, always read description. Description, what is not always written on the box or something, you have to dig into the websites and see the description, minimum like 35 wattage.
Yeah, nice and strong.
Nice and strong. Then if you can touch the e-file before you buy, it's very good. When the handle of the e-file, it's nice and heavy. Yeah. Okay, nice heavy. This give you very nice and not like heavy, but like the heavier one, it's better because it gives you actually more comfortable work.
Yeah, okay? Definitely.
So usually the e-files this what you see online for like €100 or something. Believe me, it will not do good work for you. Okay, you have to invest. Kind of like it's usually good e-files start from like €200-300. This is the good e-files that will actually work for you, with you, and help you to create a perfect job.
Yeah, and they last well too, don't they? When you buy cheaper, you have to buy again quickly.
Exactly. Or yes, in some point when you will have more clients, what you will feel when you remove the product, you will feel like vibrations. You will feel a heat spike, because if the e-file itself is not strong, you have to put the strength from somewhere. So what will you do? You start put the pressure, and then it's getting hot. With the cuticles, this is such a detailed job. We actually barely touch the cuticle and the nail, but if your e-file do this, okay, so it's super uncomfortable for you and for the client. That's why invest in your good e-file. Mm-hmm. A dust collector also. It's I know it's an episode about the electric files, but dust collector also. Seriously, as well. I know price is matter.
Yeah.
More expensive ones, they definitely give you the best results.
Yeah, but with the fans, like it's not even about being clean. It's just even about your own health. Like imagine breathing in all this stuff.
Yes.
Like when you see at the end of the day what it collects, it's crazy.
Exactly. You have to clean then your fan like every day, so you can see like after all day of work, you have like seriously like good.
Loads of dust.
How you call this? Handful of dust. Okay, so you really have to. You can just imagine you can breathe this in. So if you cannot afford for the good dust collector, definitely wear your mask
100%.
on the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes. But back to the e-file. So the e-file itself, yes, we have loads of different types of e-file on the market. Yes, so of course, how it looks like, it doesn't matter. It's only your own preferences, but make sure you buy the good quality and strong electric file. Some of them, they can have the speed control, like a little roundy
Like a dial.
controller. Some of them like a zip.
Yeah.
Yes, like a little line. Some of them have like a like little monitor.
Yeah, like digital.
Digital screens show you what is the speed, but usually the speed is from 0, so that's a minimum, and then maximum is between 35,000. Yes, sometimes for pedicures could be 40,000, but usually between 30 and 40,000, this is usually the maximum, completely enough to work with nails. Another thing with the electric file, you will have on and off button, completely normal, but another thing very important is forward and reverse rotation. So your e-file should have this. Some like the cheaper e-files, they don't have the button to switch the rotation. Forward and reverse. What does that mean? Usually right-handed people will work on forward rotation. For example, when we remove the product. So we will remove on forward rotation, holding the electric file in your right hand. People left-handed, they will do exactly the same what we do, but they hold e-file in left hand and they will do this on reverse rotation. Okay, so this is very important. Another thing is about the cuticles. If you do your cuticles and you will work from right to the left side, you will work on forward. If you do from the left to the right side, you will do on reverse. And this is the most thing matters when you do with the cuticles. Doesn't matter what technique you will do, okay, what bead you want to use. Of course, it's every bead has a little bit different function. Okay, we will go through this. We will dive to this very deeply today. But the very important part for you is to remember from right to left, forward, from left to right, reverse. But also what can happen?
I know. I was just like, oh, wait a minute.
This what I explain you now, this is correct and the way it should be. But sometimes also, you know, all the e-files comes from like China, Korea, yes, from different manufacturers. They also can have little mistakes. So sometimes you on your e-file on forward, but actually it has reverse. And then you go on the reverse and it's on forward. So you have to be careful that also most of this, usually when the students come and we always check the e-files before they start working, because we have to be sure they will follow this, what we say is correct, what they can do it. So yes, it happened that they are not right. Okay, so we have to then, usually I take a marker and just write for them the opposite sides so they know which one is actually forward and reverse.
It's very common.
It's it actually is. Yeah, we could say usually every course somebody has the e-file that has this problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So just if you're unsure, it's the feeling. You know, is it actually, if you're doing removal and you have it on forward and it's not doing its job?
Yes.
Chances are yours might be backwards.
Yeah. I were working actually with a girl, okay, before in the same room, and she always like suffer with removal. Me takes like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was like, seriously, 40 minutes. I was like, what is she doing? You know, and then I sit with her and go to her e-file and she has on the reverse. She was right-handed, but she removed everything on the reverse. Yeah. Because it will kind of remove the product, but it's just so hard.
It's just not working with.
Yeah, it's catch the edge and it's kind of like, it's so weird. It's like sliding on the nail, on the product, instead actually remove the product.
And it can also give your client like a little kick.
As well. Yeah, this kind of catch the edge.
If your client is feeling a kick, the chances are you have it the wrong direction.
Exactly, definitely. Another thing on the electric file you need to pay attention. Sometimes the electric files, they will have a button to switch. It's usually on the back or on the side. Can be marked by F and H, like foot and hand, or foot and hand. Usually or come little picture. So this is when the electric file comes with a little pedal.
Like a sewing
like
machine.
a sewing machine. So this one, you have to be careful, because if you don't use the pedal, I don't, and I can't imagine use actually control everything with my foot. So I trust my hands, but I don't really trust my legs.
Me neither.
So if you have to be careful, because if accidentally you, for example, clean your electric file and then you press this button and switch the button to foot control, nothing works. Okay, nothing works, and then you have to be sure that is always on hand, on the H letter or the hand picture. Okay,
This happened to me Christmas week one time. I had it accidentally switched foot and I thought my e-file was broken.
It broke, yeah.
I was so stressed, but it
Yeah.
was just on the
a
wrong
switch.
setting.
Yeah, we have this often when they buy our marathon e-files. Call, Kate, I just put the e-file, it doesn't work. I say, look it up, look at the back. Probably it's a little switch. So yeah, it's usually this is the problem. So you have to make sure you do that. Another thing with the electric file, you have your handle. So most of electric files works with the little locker. So you always have to be sure, and this is tip for you. The locker, you have to hear the click. When it's open, the click, and then you close it, click again, okay? So it's kind of strong, so don't be afraid kind of like to move it.
Yeah.
And another thing, never ever leave the electric file handle with the closed locker without any bead in it. Or when you finish work, you leave it the handle opened locker or with the bead in it, because sometimes the little locker can freeze, and in some point you come to work, you wanna open the locker and it doesn't open because it's freeze. Okay, so this is very important. Cleaning the electric file, we don't clean electric file under the water or something like this, okay? Only outside, little bit of antibacterial spray around, okay? Don't try to put your handle in parts to clean.
Yeah, don't take it apart.
Yeah.
You will never get it back together.
No, impossible, okay? So don't do it. I know the girls sometimes do it, but and they can, but I think you have to be really patient and know what you're doing. I never did. I did once, of course, yeah, no, I did once. That's why I say don't do it. So that's about the electric file. Now go to the beads.
Yeah, tell me about all the bits. So we have cuticle bits, removal bits, and then we have bits that are kind of for smoothing and buffing.
Yeah, so first maybe we start with the removal beads and cuticle beads, what is kind of like the same thing in them, okay? The same thing is a marking for the beads of the strength of them, how they are marked, talking about the strength, okay? So we have 3 different strengths on the beads. We have strong, so coarse, we have a medium, and we have a soft. Okay, so how they are marked on the beads? Usually they have a little band. When you look on the bead, okay, the beads have a little colorful bands: red, blue, and green. So which one is which one? Red, it's soft. Blue, it's medium. Green, it's coarse, so that means it's strong. Why do we have different ones? For example, in the removal beads, you have to remove different products. So green will be for acrylics, blue will be for gels, and then red will be for gel polish if you apply nice and softly. Of course, it's no problem to use very soft on the gel as well, but it takes a little bit longer. Okay, so using correct strength for the product, it definitely will speed up your work also. If you will use red on the acrylic, ages.
Yeah, you can even see if you look at your removal bits closely, the little teeth in them are slightly different sizes.
Exactly. Removal beads have the thing that how we know they are removal beads, because removal beads on the surface, okay, they never smooth. They have like ridges. Okay, the little teeth, like you said, and then the coarse one, the strong one, will have big teeth. Medium, softer, and then red is the softest ridges.
So what speed would you recommend when you're doing removal?
Removal, always really fast, okay? Always over 20,000. Don't think like, oh, I'm just starting using e-file, so I'm a little bit afraid, so I go slow. No, because slow, you can imagine you have the teeth and you go slow. What happened? They will catch the product and they will be blocked in the product. You need to have a speed to make sure they will actually file off the product.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of speed. Anything over 20,000, maybe about 25, you can work. You could even work on full speed.
Exactly. If you feel okay with this, you like it really, really fast, no problem. Myself, I like to work between 23,000 to 25,000.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. If we talk about the bands, the color bands for cuticle beads, they also, red it's soft, blue it's medium, green it's strong. That's why usually green we don't use for cuticle work. Usually pedicures, exactly. If you have really hard skin on the around the toes, maybe yes. But for hands, for the manicure, we usually work with between reds and blues. If you could compare them to hand file, you will have your red will be like 240 grit, blue will be like 180 grit, and then green is like 100. Okay.
Very nice.
Also, you can have different shapes. Yes. So, for example, removal beads as well. They can be barrel. They can be cone. They can be even kind of like how you call them? Like they just flat on the top, but it's not cone. They straight.
Oh, they're like the pointed bit, like the
like a flat barrel.
Flat barrel, yeah.
Yeah. So the barrels, what we have, they have like the rounded top, but sometimes they can be flat as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like sanding bands more.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. So the shape, it's really, to be honest, doesn't matter. It's more of your own preferences, whatever you like to use it. Yes. Myself, I like, for example, the cone shape because it's slightly more pointy on the top, so I can reach nicely the cuticle part around. Yes, when I want to remove the product, but it's still nice and quite fatty. Quite big bead, and I like in the medium strength, so the blue one. Which one is your favorite removal?
Like the cone as well. I like the soft, but it just depends what product you're removing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the shape you like cone as well, yes?
Yeah, because I just think it's a little bit, you can get into kind of the size
more, yeah, I think that as well. But do you realize, for example, for students, when they start, they actually prefer barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't know why. It's just they're bigger maybe, and they feel maybe more safer?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So yes, if you are really beginner nail tech, maybe the barrel shape will be more comfortable for you to use. And then if you're more experienced, the cone shape definitely do the best job. Cuticle beads. We have loads
to talk about.
Yeah, we have loads of cuticle beads, guys. Okay, so in Kohana, the cuticle beads are described by numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, but 2, 20. I don't remember even now. 23, I think.
23, I think.
Something like this. Yes, they have loads of different shapes and sizes. Okay, so for example, you can have a cone shapes, but you can have a teardrop or like a flame. Yes, you can have a ball. You can have the baton shape. Yes, and then you have different strands also. So for example, ball, we have, how many balls we have? 1, 2, 3, I think 5 balls in different sizes. Yes. And then the cone shape, I think we have 3 cone shapes. So number 1 is like a biggest, and then 2 smaller ones, I think is number 6 and 7, if I could remember. Okay, so this is just kind of the same shape, but it's different size. So what I can give you good tip now about the speed, how to use them. Bigger bead, slower speed. Okay, again, bigger bead means slower speed. So for example, if you will have the same shape, yes, for example, cone, number one cone is always the biggest. This is one of the biggest beads for the cuticles. Yeah. So number 1 cone is bigger, and then number 6 and number 7 are a little bit smaller. So we will work nice and slow with number 1, and then with the smaller ones, we will work a little bit faster. So for example, number 1, we will work between 8,000-10,000, and number 6 and 7, we can work even between 14,000-13,000. On the speed. Okay, the same with the ball. If you have a tiny little ball, you have to work really fast. And then if you have a big nice ball, yes, we love this one, yes, it's such a nice for the clients, yes, you work nice and slow as well, between 8 to 10,000, and then maximum for cuticles, I would say it would be 15,000.
Yeah. So always for removal over 20,000.
Yes.
For cuticles under 20,000.
Yes. So recap for you with the speed. Removal always fast, over 20,000, and then cuticles, a bigger bead, slower speed. Slower means start between like 6, 7, 8, and then the fastest way for cuticle beads will be 15,000. So you have to work kind of between that.
And everyone's e-file is different, so you have to kind of feel it out yourself. Yes. What we're saying is just rough kind of guidelines of what we think.
Exactly, because you have to adjust this to your electric file, yes?
Yeah. And then we have smoothing and polishing bits.
Yes, yes, smoothing and polishing beads. So this is usually kind of like a little, like a buffers.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
you
nice.
could call them buffers. Usually you work with them even after you apply the cuticle oil, so you can nicely just go around and just smooth to make this perfect picture. If you have time, you can do that, and it's really, really beautiful. It's not really kind of technique to work with them, just nice and slowly moving with a little bit kind of like around the, or a little bit kind of like just nice direction. Yes, if you work forward to the left, if you work reverse to the right. Okay.
And lovely as well. We have the discs, the
For
buffing
pedicure.
discs. They're lovely for buffing in
Exactly.
the foot cream after.
Exactly. For pedicure also we have this kind of section just for the pedicure stuff. Yes, so you have your files, so we have a discs, and then we have a caps, like sanding caps. Okay, so there are your hand files, but so they have a grid as well, but you put them on the flat discs or on the a holder for the caps, and you work also on the skin. Yes, harder skin you can use rougher grid, softer skin you can use a little bit softer grid, and in the end also we have a buffer discs. Yes, so it's the same like a smoothing bits for the skin.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Maybe we go now and explain a little bit about the difference of the cuticle beads. So for what we actually use them.
Yeah.
Because this is sometimes, the girls as well buying like, and they start with the ball. Yeah?
Yeah.
So always remember, every shape of the cuticle bead has different meaning, different function of using. So for example, if you use a flat comb, so cuticle bead number 1, this bead we called Magic Trio.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite.
This is your favorite. Yes, my favorite too, to be honest. Yeah,
I think it's
love
everybody's favorite.
because you can do everything with one. Yes, if you really want to. Yeah. So this bead, okay, it's one of the biggest. So we will work very, very slowly, from right to left on forward, from left to right on the reverse. Okay. And this bead we will work between, like I said, 8,000-10,000. Or if you have really strong file, even on 6,000. Yes, so you have to really adjust that. But what the bead is doing, this bead will push back the skin, it will lift the skin, and it's clean nail plate around the skin. Okay, so you can actually do everything. If you really don't want to use cuticle pusher, you don't have to. You can do everything with the one bead, with the correct technique, of course. Yes. We show this technique many times on Instagram or TikTok, or you can come for the electric file course. Yes, so you can do it. This bead is absolutely amazing. Can be dangerous also because it's flat on the top, so you have to be careful. The little corner is actually really sharp, so if you go and hold a little bit too straight, then you can damage the nail. Yes, so always make sure the side of the bead is touching the natural nail, and then it is completely safe. Yeah.
You always have to remember too, your lunala, your little moon, is so sensitive.
Exactly.
This is the very, baby part of your nails.
The baby part,
so careful when you're using your electric file, because it's very easy to damage it.
Exactly. And then if you damage the moon once in your life, the moon is damaged forever. Okay. So always the nail will grow with a little crack, with a little kind of like part that will be splitting or something like this. So you have to be sure that your technique has to be also correct.
Yeah. So be careful of the angles.
Yes.
How you use your bits, isn't it?
This bead is amazing, for example, then for if you want to cut the cuticles. It will lift them so well that they are so exposed, so easy to cut.
Yeah. So good.
Next bead, a flame. It's kind of like a flame or teardrop shape. It has kind of like, because it looks like teardrop, but also it looks like a little flame. Yes. This bead, it also we have number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So also we have 4, and then I think number 19 or number 20 is a red.
Yes, the red one. Yeah.
This bead is also, you have to choose which size you prefer. But the function for what we use the bead is to clean sides. Okay, nicely, you can very nicely clean sides, and then you can clean even your lateral fold here, what is usually, we like to avoid. Yes, so you can really nicely soften that, and then with the top of the bead, you can go underneath here, underneath the cuticle, to lift that part. We call this, we create a beautiful pocket. pocket for color. So you nicely lifting, and then you have a space to apply your gel polish color really, really close and tidy. Yes?
Yeah.
So as well, here remember, whatever size you use, smaller, like smaller size, smaller shape, you have to work a little bit faster, and then a little bit bigger sizes, we work a little bit slower. Then we have the ball.
Yeah.
Yes. So the ball, which one is your favorite?
The big blue ball. What is that? Number
14.
14?
Number 14, yeah.
Love it. I love it. If you have, maybe you have a client that doesn't need their cuticles cut, or if you've just cut cuticles, it's so nice just to smooth everywhere.
Yes.
Like
yes.
it.
So number 14 is the biggest size.
Yes.
So we work really, really nice and slow. Okay. It's absolutely amazing bead. We have also a little bit smaller balls, medium size. Yes. So really depends sometimes if you need to remove the skin with the ball, because of course you can do that removal also with the electric file. It's better to use a little bit smaller size, because you can reach slightly better with the angle from the nail plate side. Okay, you can go a little bit under, and then you can removing. Yes. So ball is kind of for removing or for smoothing the skin. So that's why, guys, you need to keep the order. If you want to use ball, we have to first use or number 1 or number 2, or 1 and 2, and then the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, to make sure it's easy for you, because sometimes you're like, oh, I just take a ball, and then you go on the nail plate. Ball, it's not for the nail plate, okay, because you can really damage the ball. You can imagine when it's ball, when it start kind of touch the nail plate, it has this connection point. It's very sharp. That's why you can again damage the nail very easily. So we more kind of, you can work from the nail, but you go on the skin. Okay, smoothing or removing. The same as a baton shape. If you ever think, why do they have a baton shape, like weird shape? Okay, the baton is kind of like, it's like a ball, okay, but it's just a little bit longer. Some people just prefer to have maybe more connection to the nail, more connection to the skin than just a point of the ball. You can use then the baton. Yes, so it's just your own preferences, but also the baton shape is for removing or for smoothing the skin.
Yeah, lovely.
We also have this kind of shape. They are kind of a match shape, so they kind of like a pear.
Yes.
Yes. So mainly this, I would recommend this for pedicure.
Yeah, it's nice. It gets into the really hard
Yeah.
little areas.
Yes, for pedicures definitely, because the toes, they can be sometimes very funny shapes.
Yeah.
They can be very tiny. Sometimes the skin can be very poofy and the nail is inside. So to reach actually these hard corners, you can use this kind of like a pear shape. So it's I don't remember the numbers, but you can definitely check on the website. All the beads we have nicely described with the numbers. You can go read for what they are.
And on our Instagram too, we posted a nice post that
Exactly.
compares them all. So
Yes.
you can see like them get slightly bigger and what they're all for. So
Exactly.
It's a nice
Exactly.
post.
Lovely. Okay, now what actually we should mention this on the beginning, I forgot, because also you can have different material of beads. Sometimes you can see on our website you will have only carbide, and then diamond beads. Okay, diamond is like a carbide, but it's differently made. That's why they are very smooth. They look like a diamond. They shine like a diamond. That's why they call diamonds. But also sometimes you can see a stone, or you can see ceramic. Okay, it's okay if you like it. It's fine, but definitely none of them will be strong as carbide beads. Okay, carbide also is suitable for sterilization and disinfection process.
I was going to ask you actually, how do you recommend people clean their?
Yes, so sterilization and disinfection process. Sterilization is a deeper cleaning. Okay, disinfection it's like a basic cleaning. This has to be definitely done, okay? Always disinfection between each client, but disinfection doesn't kill bacterial spores. Sterilization does, okay? For a disinfection, for example, we will use strong chemicals, like for example, barbicide. And then for sterilization, you need to have a special machine called autoclave. Autoclave will create the pressure and will create very high temperature. So it's like a chamber that will combine both of this together, okay? So the correct process of cleaning the tools. First of all, you should take your tools, what you use, you should clean them with the soap under the water with the little hand brush. Then you have to wait when they are completely dry. Then you should put them into the disinfection. So for example, your barbicide, okay? Always read instructions how to use the barbicide, okay? So barbicide is usually 60 ml per 1 liter of water. You should mix that and then you have your solution, should be changed every day. So after this disinfection, you should rinse that again and then wait when it's completely dry, okay? Then we put your clean, disinfected tools to little sterilization bags. Sterilization bags, we nicely seal them and then you put to your autoclave, okay? Autoclave. You put to autoclave and then you put the process, whatever is required by the producent, yes, you put it there and that's your clean tools. Everything also, don't forget, we do in gloves, okay? So because if you clean your tools before the sterilization, you cannot touch them because you can put your own not dirt from your hands because you have clean hands, but like, you know, we shouldn't
contaminate them.
Exactly. Oh, that's the word. Exactly. Thank you. We should wear gloves and put them to the sterilized bag. Very important part is to dry them before you do that, because if you don't dry them, they can stain. They can have kind of like a dark spots later, okay, after the sterilization. So this is how we should clean the beads.
And you had a very good tip one time. If for whatever reason, if you have a removal bit that has a little bit of buildup of like color, product,
dust,
you can soak them in acetone for a few minutes.
Yes.
And it loosens everything up.
Exactly.
And then you can scrub them.
This is very important. This is very important.
Yeah.
We cannot, because the hand brush, if you have, for example, the color wasn't cured or just a dust it's stuck or whatever it's happened that it's in the removal bead, yes, and you try to do this with the hand brush. You know, it doesn't work because you need to melt the product. And to melt the product, you have to put the acetone first. So you have to make sure, even you can just scrub this a little bit just to make sure everything, all the product is gone before you start all the cleaning process again.
It was a good tip.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so Amber, tell me, what is your favorite beads? What are they?
For removal, I really love the cone.
The cone?
I think between the blue and the red, depends what product I'm using. And then for the cuticle bit, I just think you can't beat number one.
Yeah.
So good.
Number one, or then the red one, yes? The red number
the red
19 or 20, yes?
Yeah,
so
they're
the red
lovely.
one. Yeah, I will be the same. I will be exactly the same. I like always, even, you can see on my TikTok. You can see on my TikTok, I don't show other beads. I have to maybe start to show other beads to people see that we have different choices. But definitely for me, it's number one, number 4, as a teardrop shape, and number 12, number 14 balls, because 12 it's medium, 14 is the very big one, and then removal one, it will be cone, medium or soft as well. Like if it's gel polish, sometimes I do with the medium because I feel very comfortable, but definitely yes, red would be for a gel polish, absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I know we're talking about e-files, but what do you prefer for cuticle removal if you're cutting, nippers or scissors? What do you like?
Nippers or scissors? I think I am more still nippers.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a scissors.
I know you love scissors. No, I like nippers. I just feel, I don't know, maybe because like if you ask me, what you prefer, gel and acrylic, and because I was first trained with gel, I always will say I'm gel person.
Yeah.
But then if you ask me cuticles as well, I was start with the nippers, then the scissors, because it was trendy, this kind of combined manicure, yes. So I like scissors also, but if you give me now scissors and nippers, I will.
You'll reach for the nippers?
Yeah, nippers.
And I'll always reach for the scissors.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Because you are younger as well. You start later, and then the scissors was very in the times you started, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely started with nippers because I remember being very nervous of using scissors, but I loved them then.
Okay.
And I love as well during the e-file course, giving the students both and just saying, just try the scissors, and then they like it, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Good. That's very good. Lovely. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us. I wish you a lovely day and chat to you soon.